are logging into this, and I'm excited that you guys are being a part. Share this with your family, your teams. I would advise you to plug your teams into this leadership moment. The overall objective, so I see Greensboro, I see Cleveland, good to see you, Houston, I see you all on. Thank you. And if you could share this on your timeline, that also would be greatly appreciated too. If you can share this on your timeline, that will also be greatly appreciated as well. I'm looking to see Houston is on, Raleigh, North Carolina, Montgomery is on. Glad you're on. And glad you're sharing this out. Glad you're sharing this. North Carolina. I got a lot of North Carolina on this morning. Okay, now let's just get into this. People have been asking me all the time, Dr. Spiller, how did you grow your business to the next level? How did you go from no income to multiple streams of income? Pearland is on. Good to see you, Pearland. How did you get from where your family could barely afford groceries to where you are right now? And guys, there are some things, good morning, David. There are some things that I had to come to grips with. And I hope you'll let me give you this. There are some things I had to come to grips with. And then it wasn't until I came to grips with these things that my life began to go to the next level. One of the things that I realized was I was too sensitive for success. Here's a principle that if you get it, it will change your life forever. I was too sensitive. Yeah, I'll say that. I was too sensitive. And my sensitivity was stopping me from being successful. Right? I want you to hear me, and I hope this makes sense to you. I entitled this, You Can't Be Sensitive and Successful. Those two things do not go together. You cannot be sensitive. And what I mean by that, you cannot wear your feelings on your shoulder. If you're expecting to do big business, if you're expecting your business to explode, if you're expecting your business to go to the next level, if you're expecting those who follow you to continue to follow you, you cannot be both sensitive and successful. Why? Because being in the front, being visible, listen to this, will always cause you to be visible. Now, I need you to understand, if nobody else's flaws are seen, your flaws are seen and are magnified more than others because you're in the front. I need you to hear this. This is very important. If no one else's flaws are seen, then your flaws are seen. And the reason why your flaws are seen is because you're in the front. You have to, if you want to be a leader, you have to have the ability to let your flaws be seen and still operate flawless. Oh man, that was a good point. I've learned that lesson. You have to allow your flaws to be seen. I want you to get that. I want you to file that in your mental notes. You have to allow your flaws to be seen and still operate flawless. You cannot let your weaknesses, because we all have them. You cannot let your weaknesses stop you from being willing to lead. There are some people that are listening to me, and people are always going to find out what your cons are over your pros. They're going to always find out your weaknesses, especially when they're laboring with you, especially when they're working with you. They're always going to find out your flaws. Here is the thing. Can you let people see your flaws and still operate flawlessly? Will you allow people to see your flaws, listen to this, and not allow the fact that they see your flaws, acknowledge your flaws, and talk about your flaws? Will you not? You cannot allow those things to stop you from operating the way that you designed to be in the front. You cannot be sensitive and successful, because one of the things I started discovering was that when you're a leader, people are going to be quick to bring up your flaws to make you normal. I need you to hear what I just said. The only reason people magnify your flaws is because they attempt to make you normal. They're only following you because you're abnormal. And when we start talking about sensitivity, you cannot allow, listen to me, you cannot allow The fact that they find your flaws, talk about your flaws, advertise your flaws, you cannot allow that to pull you out of the leadership dynamic. Everybody has them, right? And one of the things I discovered about sensitivity is when people start talking about us, we then start drawing back. When people start magnifying us, magnifying our flaws, we start drawing back. When people find out we're not perfect, we start drawing back. I need you to hear me say this. You are a perfect imperfection. You are a perfect imperfection. And when you understand that you are a perfect imperfection, when you understand that you are a perfect imperfection, please hear me when I say this. When you discover that, you'll no longer hide that what makes you special. I want you to write this down. It is not your virtues that make you special, guys. I know that that's what you've been taught, but I want to give you something just a little bit more. It is not your virtues that make you special. And most people think it's their virtues that make them special. Let me give you a leadership tip that has caused me to shift in my leadership over 20 years. What makes me special is my weaknesses. I need you to hear me. I want you to change your mind. I want you to change your mind. It is not your virtues that make you special. It is your weaknesses that make you special. Well, Dr. Spiller, why would you say it's my weaknesses that make me special? How are my weaknesses making me special? Let me show you why. It's because despite those weaknesses, you're still able to accomplish what you're accomplishing. You have not allowed your weaknesses to define the trajectory of your success. That's what makes you special, is that you got weaknesses like everybody else, and everybody else is allowing their weaknesses to stop them from moving forward. You have looked at your weaknesses and told your weaknesses, you will not stop me from moving forward. What makes you special is that you can see your weakness, and you won't let your weakness stop you from going forward. You won't let your weakness stop you from getting to the next level. You won't let your weakness stop you from being a leader. You won't let your weakness stop you from being at the front. Do you know how many people that I talk to, and I'm speaking even about myself, who have allowed our weaknesses? What have we done? We have allowed our weaknesses, right? At one point in my life, I allowed my weaknesses to put me in a box, and I allowed my weaknesses to excuse me from leadership. No. It's my weaknesses that qualify my leadership. You want to throw away your weaknesses. No, your weaknesses qualify you. Because, see, everybody has them, and there are people that you know that have allowed their weaknesses to define how far they can go. No, I need you to get this. So what makes you special is your weaknesses. So when people highlight your weaknesses, right, you get mad, you get sensitive when people highlight your weaknesses. That's actually good advertisement. When they advertise your weaknesses, that's not bad advertisement, that's good advertisement. Why? And this is what happened with me. There was a person that I was connected to that she began to advertise my weaknesses, right? I did not allow her to advertise my weaknesses as weaknesses. I used that. I was so happy that she was going around advertising my weaknesses because I learned from that. 20 years of leadership, I learned, thank you for allowing her to advertise my weaknesses. Why? Because the more she was advertising my weaknesses, the more I was pushing my leadership. And my leadership showed people that you can be weak and still make money. You can be weak and still be a good trader. You can be weak and people will still follow you. You could be weak and still make multiple 6 figures. You could be weak and make multiple 7 figures. It was the perfect advertisement. When I was sensitive, I would try to defend myself to the person. I would try to defend myself to other people. I would even try to go back and bring that person down in order to defend myself, to lift myself up. Oh, but now that I'm wiser, I wish you hear me right now. Now that I'm wiser, I was thankful that she had my name in her mouth. Best thing that ever could have happened. Because while she was talking about me, God kept increasing me. While she was talking about me, God continued to accelerate me. Right? I make over $50,000 a month with my weaknesses. My weaknesses. And I could not be sensitive to the fact that she was talking about me. Guys, I want you to understand. I want you to get that, because now I'm going to move to this next part of you can't be sensitive and successful. When you want to grow in life, are y'all sharing this on your timeline? I mean, I think this is really good. I hope you're sharing this on your timeline. I hope you're really sharing this. This is some good information. How many of y'all think this is, let me pause. How many of y'all think this is a good information that I'm sharing right now? Because so many of y'all are trying to defend yourself, and you don't have to. I have 14 shares. Can I get me some more people to share this? So many of you are trying to defend yourself. And it's like, why are you trying to defend yourself with these people? I got to defend my name. I got to defend my integrity. Let them talk. Let them talk. Because despite the picture they paint on your weaknesses, God is still using you. God is still opening doors for you. God is still making a way for you. So let them talk about your weaknesses. For I discovered his strength, God's, is made perfect in my weakness. I want everybody to get this. It is in my weakness that you see my divinity. This is why I cannot be sensitive. I hope y'all get this. It is in my weakness. This is a leadership point. This is the leadership point. This is the leadership point. It was in my weakness that I discovered my divinity. Are y'all about to get this? It was in my weakness that I discovered my divinity. You don't find God in your strength. You find God in your weakness. I want y'all to hear this. Most people think you find God in your strength. You do not find God in your strength. It's in your strength where you don't feel you need God. Right? You don't get cocky until you figure out how strong you are. No, it's in your weakness that you realize your divinity. Because what your divinity does is that when your weakness is exposed, when people see your weaknesses, when it's exposed, I hope I'm helping you today. I hope you're getting this today. It is when people see your weaknesses that God actually reveals his strength. Now, how is that? It's because despite these weaknesses, I'm still successful. Despite these weaknesses, people are still following me. Despite these weaknesses, people are still honoring me. Despite these weaknesses, people are still celebrating me. Despite these weaknesses. Does that make sense? So I want all of y'all to get this as it starts pertaining to it. Now, when I got ready to go to the next level, I had to get me a mentor. I want y'all to hear this because, guys, it doesn't matter what you think about your success, right? Michael Jordan was a great player, but he was a champion with Phil Jackson. Some of us have Michael Jordan potential. Some of us have Michael Jordan potential. Some of us have Michael Jordan potential. We just don't have the coach to pull it out. A mentor's job is to pull out of you what's been there that you couldn't access on your own. So when I got ready to go to the next level, I got me a mentor. Now, here's where I did not know that I was still sensitive. Here's where I did not know that I was still in my emotion. I was still a person of emotion. I was still in my weakness. Here's why I did not know it. It's not until you get someone that challenges you. Please hear me. It is not until you get someone that challenges you that you actually discover that you're really not ready for the next level that you've been talking about. See, we can all talk about the next level. Please hear me. We can all talk about the next level. And we want the next level. And we need the next level. And we're going to the next level. But can you handle when someone corrects you? Here is the difference between winners and losers. Here's the difference between being sensitive and successful. You've got to have somebody, right, that can correct you without you popping an attitude. You've got to have somebody that can correct you without you popping an attitude. You got to have somebody that can correct you without you being sensitive. Here was my major flaw. My major flaw was when someone would correct me, I would get sensitive. right? When someone would challenge me, I get sensitive. And I would say stuff like, who he think or who she think they're talking to. Sensitive. I'm a grown A man. I'm a grown A man, and because I'm a grown A man, you can't talk to me like that. What I forgot was I invited this person in my life to take me to the next level. So grown man doesn't matter in that particular point. Being grown doesn't matter in that particular point. What matters at this particular point, please hear me when I say this. What matters at that particular point is, can this person take me to the next level? If this person can take me to the next level, the first thing I had to do, this is for all of you who will listen to me this morning, the first thing I had to do was recognize that my opinion doesn't matter. Now, why would you say that? That's well, my opinion does matter. I want to ask you this question. Has your opinion got you where you want to go? If your opinion has not gotten you where you want to go, then you need to put your opinion on the back seat and submit to the opinion of the person that's leading. Guys, I need you to understand, you can't be sensitive and successful. You just can't. You have to be able to put your feelings, your emotions on the backside in order to get, to gain, and to grasp what this person that you've selected has brought or is bringing to your life. Right? If nobody can check you, if nobody can talk to you about correction, if nobody can get you in a position where they can expose your flaws as a mentor, expose your flaws as a mentor, and you sit there. You know, I hear this all the time. He's my leader, but I don't agree with everything he say. You ever heard someone say this? Oh, they're my leader, but I don't agree with everything they say. Right? And I'm looking at them and I'm like, that's the one part of you that hasn't grown yet. Oh, he's my leader, but I don't agree with everything he say, right? Now, as it pertains to business, right? If he's giving you business advice and this person is your business mentor and you don't agree with everything he say, that's why you're still losing. Because there's not enough of you that has died to be able to go to the next level. It is you trying to hold on to something that ain't worked for you for years. You can't hold on to what hasn't worked for you for years and still try to be successful. You have to be able to break all of that down and say, why is this person in my life? Can this person take me to the next level? Now, I need you to hear me. Because one of the things that I've discovered, and I hope this is helping somebody out there, because there are certain people out there, you'll listen to me, you'll hear me, right? And you'll say, oh, okay, all right. He's saying that, he talking about that, and blah, blah, blah. Look, one of the things that I don't do is I don't spend any time arguing with people that know everything. If you know everything, then why do you need me? A real mentor tells you what you don't want to hear. And this is why I said this on yesterday. I said this on yesterday. You can't like people and lead people. How many of y'all remember me saying that yesterday? You can't like people and lead people. Because when you like people, you'll compromise. When you love people, you'll say what you need to say. And many of us, watch this, have not chosen the right mentor because we feel we need to like them. Many of us have not chosen the right mentor because we feel we need to like them. You don't need to like your mentor. Your mentor is not there for you to like them. Your mentor is there is for them to lead you. I need y'all to catch that, and I hope you understand this. Because people ask all the time, how you get to 6 figures? How you get to 7 figures? How you come out of poverty into success? How did you do it? Because when I chose a mentor, I was also choosing someone that I knew that it wasn't about like. It wasn't about like, because I don't need to like them for them to take me to the next level. Like has nothing to do with it. Do you know how many people right now are in relationships that they like? And none of those relationships have gotten them to the next level. Oh, I like them. Yeah, you like them, and the part you like about them, watch this now, is only good. It's only good, please hear me. It's only good until they piss you off. And when they piss you off, you no longer like them anymore. I need y'all to hear this. Do you like them till they piss you off? And then when they piss you off, you don't no longer need them. Your time is up. Your season is up. No, your time and season was up. You too sensitive. And because you too sensitive, watch this, that's one of the reasons why you're not successful. Because you can't have somebody in your life to challenge you. You can't have somebody that checks you. You can't have somebody that says, look, you're doing this wrong. I hope y'all hear me what I'm saying. You're doing this wrong, right? As soon as you stop liking them, you leave them. And talk about you no longer need them anymore. No. You needed them. You just didn't want them. And the reason why you didn't want them is because they said something that you didn't like. The rite of passage to the next level is having somebody in your life that you don't have to like, but that you need. Who can challenge you? Who can check you? And who is qualified to lead you? Who's qualified? Who's qualified to lead you? I hope I'm saying something this morning in this leadership moment. I knew this was probably going to be one of the toughest ones to talk about because you have people who are extra sensitive and extra broke. You got people right now who are extra sensitive and extra broke. Right? Extra sensitive and extra broke. And complaining about them being broke. And that was me. I was extra sensitive. It takes one to know one. Come on. I was extra sensitive and extra broke. When I brought Divinity in my life, I had to ask myself this one question. Spill, are you going to listen or are you still going to have an opinion? Spiller, what has your opinion done for you? So I start chronicling what my opinion did for me. I said, my opinion got me broken, betrayed, backstabbed, belittled, bashed. That's what my opinion got me. And I start asking myself, does your opinion matter at this point? So then when David came, his job was to do one thing. Can I toughen you up, Spiller, for this next level of success? And I'll never forget this. I was a certified complainer. How many of y'all are certified complainers? Right? Because I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this. I was a certified complainer. In other words, when I talk about I was a certified complainer, I had gotten so used to complaining that I would never do anything that I was complaining about. And I was complaining. Then if I wasn't complaining, I was competing. Oh, I wish I had 5 of y'all out there that are very competitive. Very competitive. So if I wasn't complaining, I was always in competition. Oh, you hear me? If I wasn't complaining, I was in competition. If I wasn't complaining and I was in competition, I need you to hear me, I was cursing. Now, cursing is, I'm not talking about what you would call using expletives. No, I was speaking against my own success. I need y'all to hear me. I was complaining, I was competitive, and I was cursing. I was speaking against my own success. When David came into my life, when I allowed him to come into my life, one of the first things I had to do was I had to release myself from believing that I knew what it took to get to this next level. And I'll never forget when he was challenging me, he said, Spiller, you're cursing your own business. You're cursing your own prosperity. You're cursing your own. And I said, how am I cursing? I'm just saying what it is. He said, does not the scripture say we don't pay attention to the things we see? We pay attention to the things we can't see. For the things we can see are temporary, but the things we can't see are eternal. And I started saying, oh my God, that's why I wasn't winning. And then I was in competition with other little people. I was looking at other people's success. And I was trying to compete with their success. I was trying to compete with their success. And then he came to me and says, why are you in competition with them? Your success is your success. Don't look at what people are doing to your right. Don't look at what people are doing to your left. Don't look at how people are responding. Your success is your success. Then complaining, I was complaining about people on my team. I was complaining about my team. He says, that which you complain about is that which you're giving life to. Oh my God. Looked like every time I was turning around, he was chopping me up. Every time I turn around, he was chopping me up. 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 And I was just like, oh my God. And then it started coming. I was complaining. I was in competition and I was cursing. And then it hit me. He said, that's why you're not successful. Those 3 areas. Spiller, I never want you to complain about anything else. I want you to be happy and grateful. Yeah. He says, I want you to be happy and grateful for every problem you got. I want you to be happy and grateful. I said, happy and grateful? I said, this heifer over here talking about me. He said, I want you to be happy and grateful she's talking about you. I want you to be happy and grateful that she's trying to sabotage your name and sabotage your success. I want you to be happy and grateful. I said, David, I want you to be happy and grateful, Spiller. I need you to thank God that he chose you to have this person as a problem. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He said, I want you to thank God that God chose you to have this person in your life to be your problem. Because God doesn't give you a problem that he doesn't give you a promotion for. Oh God, y'all better hear me. Y'all better hear me. God doesn't give you a problem that he doesn't give you a promotion for. Did you hear that? God doesn't give you a problem that he doesn't give you a promotion for. For every problem leads to a promotion. Your chairman 50 is in your ability to discern who this person is in your life. Your chairman 50 is in your ability to thank God that God gave you this person. And you know what I start doing? I start blessing that person. Right? I start blessing that person. I start talking, look. It didn't matter that I was not de-edifying them publicly. I was de-edifying them privately. But then I start thanking God for them. See, a mentor challenges you in the areas where you need growth so that you can stop being a complainer. Did y'all hear that? I don't want you to miss that whole point this morning. God never gives you a problem that he doesn't equally give you a promotion for. That's why I couldn't be sensitive. That's why I had to let that person say what they were going to say. That's why I had to let that person do what they're going to do. That's why I had to let that person act the way they were going to act. Because God never gives you a problem that he doesn't give you a promotion for. And I start saying, oh my God, I get it now. I get it now. Lord, I'm happy and grateful for this problem. I'm happy and grateful for issues that manifest in my team, on my team, around my business. I'm happy and I'm grateful. Oh, Lord, I thank you that this is going to lead me to my next level. I thank you that this is going to open the door to my success. I thank you. Guys, this is how my leadership shifted. My leadership shifted. I'm trying to shift you this morning. My leadership shifted when I shifted from being sensitive to become successful. What people do don't bother me no more. You cannot, listen, man, you cannot stop people from talking about you. You cannot stop people from having issues with you. You cannot stop people from having offenses with you. You cannot stop people from being problematic. You cannot stop people from acting a fool. You cannot stop. And when you recognize that you can't stop people from doing those things, the freedom comes by not being sensitive to what they do. And I want to talk to you. Don't be sensitive. Stop being sensitive. Yes, they talk about you. Who cares? Stop being so sensitive. Stop using Facebook as a place of retaliation. Stop posting posts as a retaliation post. You're too sensitive for success. You're on Facebook trying to get them back with a post. You're too sensitive for success. You're too sensitive for success. You're not going to be successful or the level of success that you want to be by trying to post revenge posts on Instagram, trying to post revenge posts on Snapchat, trying to post revenge posts on Facebook. I watch all these little people who try to get people back. When I was sensitive, I realized that would stop me from going to my next level of glory. That would stop me from going to my next level of success. I'm trying to get you back with a Facebook post. Just let you post. You too sensitive for success. And I see people right there. Well, they're successful and they post this stuff. Listen to this. They put a cap on their success. They're successful, but they still put a cap on it. They're successful, but they still put a cap on it. You think Michael Dell likes Microsoft? You think Michael Dell likes Microsoft? No, they're against each other. I need you to hear me. You think Tide likes Cheer? Those are two detergents. No, they're against themselves. You think Coke likes Pepsi? No, they're against themselves. You think churches like Kentucky? No, they're against themselves. Anytime you open up your business and it conflicts with someone else, you've just created an enemy. And that enemy has to talk about you. You think Verizon likes T-Mobile? You think Verizon likes Sprint? Did you see what Sprint went and did? Got the guy from Verizon and making commercials with him? Guys, you can't be sensitive. You can't be sensitive. You can't be sensitive. You just got to know that those things are going to be there, and you got to look past it. You got to look over it. You got to look through it. Now, somebody asks, how did you choose your mentor? Well, let's first say this. I confessed my mentor into my life. I always say this: Lord, I thank you for bringing me into the company of people that's critical to my success. Lord, I thank you for bringing me into the company of people that's critical to my success. Lord, I thank you for bringing me into the company of people that's critical to my success. And then I had to discern who those people were. You don't think that David Divinity has flaws? Now, here's the question. David Divinity has flaws. Do you think I care? Do you think I care? Do you think my honor stops because he has flaws? You think I'm going to stop honoring him because he has flaws? I honor him because he has flaws. Oh, when you're ready, you'll take that point I just gave you, we'll take it to the next level. I honor David because David has flaws. Listen to what I just said. I honor David because David has flaws. I want you to hear me. I honor David because David has flaws. It's not because he's perfect. The guy has flaws. And I honor him because he has those flaws. He has those flaws and he's still successful. My God.